Kim with heisreal.com, and today I want to talk about what makes a good movie plot or story plot for any matter. But we're going to talk about movies especially today. You know, if you write a plot and it has too many twists and turns, your audience will be really confused. I just recently saw Scream 4. And I saw the Scream movies, and you think, oh my gosh, what's a Christian doing watching Scream? Well, I'm nearly 40 years old, and I'm sorry, I loved it. I was in my 20s, and I loved them. You know, it was about as gory as I planned to get. I can't stand the rest of anything else. But I really love that, and Wes Craven has a good way of bringing that out. Well, I'm not going to go into great detail about that movie. But what I am going to bring out, it did have a lot of twists and turns in the plot. Wes Craven, who wrote all the Freddy movies and stuff like that, took, I guess because now we're in the 21st century, he couldn't use some of the other, typical horror movie genres, and he had to bring it in to more of a 21st century, because we as an audience have watched Scream 1, 2, and 3, and now we want Scream 4, what that looks like. And it did. It had some twists in the plot, but you weren't confused. He answered every single question, and you thought, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming. And for him, he was very good at leaving, in all of the Scream movies, leaving you to think, it's got to be this person, it's got to be this person. But then you're thinking, okay, that's what he wants you to think. So no, it's got to be this person or this person. And all of them were the most unlikely people. It was the craziest thing. And so anyway, I just love a good plot. Well, let's talk about something that everyone has watched. E.T. And I have been talking about Avatar, but right now I want to talk about the movie E.T. and the plot. For that. And it's about, an extraterrestrial who a little boy named Elliot finds and brings him home, hides him in his closet. His brothers and sisters, brother and sister, ends up, all falling in love with this alien, and really he wants to go home. And he's a very smart alien, and he learns how to communicate and to talk, and then of course he and Elliot have this really spiritual, physical connection. And whatever E.T. feels, Elliot feels. Whatever Elliot feels, E.T. feels. And of course, he does end up, going home. But as you're being taken on that journey, granted, this plot has a lot of, twists and turns. It's not just on one facet. If you're telling, it doesn't really matter. If you're telling your audience and you're taking them on a journey, and of course I say that a lot, but it's true, and you're acting and you're writing, the more creative you are at storytelling your idea, you're going to have your audience. Good story is key. Good plot to your story is key. And how you tell the message. If you're trying to establish a story, and of course you were taking them to the beginning, the middle, and the end, how you tell that story is very important. We didn't know anything about E.T. until really the end, where he does go home, and you realize that these are peaceful aliens. Or in Avatar, you realize that they were peaceful aliens, I guess, that peacefully lived. And, you begin to wonder who the real villain was. And then, of course, you find out, you realize that it was the U.S. Army. It happened to be in this movie. So, just remember, and of course, if you have so many plots and twists that you don't answer and bring some, you've got every twist that you have, you've got to have a conclusion for, and it's got to be as cohesive as it can possibly be, because without any kind of believable, plausible understanding, you've lost your audience. Or if you do it on just one-dimensional, even two-dimensional sometimes you've lost them. They don't care. They're thinking about their grocery bill. I mean, where they're going, or their light bill. Going to buy groceries, where they're going to eat next. It's just like having a public speaker, for instance. Have you ever been in church and you've got this really great anointed public speaker, and they have some great information, but their voice is so monotone and their actions are just so boring that you're lost. I mean, we're in the 21st century. We've got things constantly coming at us, so we've got to be able to keep up. And it's not having the big budget that counts. We're not going to be able to come financially on the same level as E.T. or Avatar, or even Scream for that matter. But we are going to be able to understand the art of storytelling. So plot is key. So so I hope that this helps you guys in understanding your genre. Of course, when you understand your audience, and I've said this before, if you understand your audience and the genre that you're writing for, and again, going back into some of your journals, your personal or your reading journal, you'll be able to understand a little bit more about, where you're coming from, because you want to be able to know your characters, your setting, their thoughts, their feelings, what they're wearing, what they're doing, who they're with, what's happening, what it looks like. The more details you understand about your story, the easier it will be when you go back and you have your plot to be able to plug, I guess, if you will, everything in. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys, and leave your comments, concerns, questions that you have, either down below or on our blog, heisreal.com, or with Kim at heisreal.com. Talk to you later. Bye.